No, I get it. I just don't think anyone's going to pay to watch it. Oh, good evening, and welcome to Having a Drink with Mink. Okay, you caught me. I'm also having a delicious garlic breadstick, but they pair nicely, don't you know? I'm joined, as always, by naked Woody Harrelson. I'm sitting here listening to one of his harebrained schemes. Here's a guy, huh? All right, well, let me put this delicious morsel away, as succulent as it is. I'll wipe the garlic butter from my fingers because, well, we've got a whole lot of comic books to look at. Now, don't we? That's right. We're going to start with the biggins. This is a package from Anthony Abels. That is right. Now, if that name sounds familiar to you, well, it should. That is because he is, in fact, one of your moderators on the Old Guys Who Like Old Comics Facebook group. And Anthony does a tremendous job. He is a wonderful chap, and he is an Archie fan, which goes a long way, obviously. So let's get right into it. You're probably wondering right now, wherefore art thou, Stabby Joe? I wish I knew. He seems to have flown the coop, so we got to do this in a more primitive style, but fair enough, I suppose. Oh, God. I spoke too soon. Wherefore art thou, Stabby Joe? Ah, man. Well, I'll give you this, Anthony. You certainly do wrap your comic books well. Larry, can I get a pair of scissors? We're going to cut away. We'll be right back. And we're right back with Sir Basil Snippington. We will avail ourselves to his talents in this instance to open this particular parcel up. It is enigmatic brown rectangular object. I don't know. Running out of words here. Taking a while to get her open, isn't it? But, oh, for God's sake. Okay. Here we go. That's right. Right off the bat, it's The World at War. And it's a Charlton comic. That is right. And holy smokes, he's found a lady out in the jungle. Ain't that something? Boy, the things you stumble across, huh? And then let me put that right there so I don't put it on my breadstick. It's the Legion of Superheroes. And what's going on here? Holy smokes. Wonder where the rest of her costume ended up, huh? Or hers, in fact. Oh, but hey, she does have a stylish hat. And that'll take you far in the 31st century. Then we have Micronauts, The New Voyages, #1. Holy smokes. I never realized they wrapped up their old voyages, and here we are. Oh, that is lovely. And what wonderful condition, I gotta say. And then we got, meet Bingo, that Wilkin boy. Yeah, I've met him. He's all right. It's a good chap. And what's going on here? Pops is blowing a gasket. That is right. We'll have to delve into that. Oh, hey. Then we've got Archie's girls, Betty and Veronica, in a sack race. That's right. New fetishes were born every month thanks to the Archie line of titles because, I can't look at 50 pounds of potatoes without breaking into a sweat. But that just might be my heart medicine, I suppose. Then we have Archie's girls, Betty and Veronica, and hey, looks like Veronica's boosting some clothes. And there's Sabrina. Can't be bothered. Can't be arsed, as they say down in Australia. Hello to all our Australian watchers. Cheers. Okay. So we'll set those aside. Thank you so much, Anthony. I'm going to send you some books in return. That is right. You can bet. Probably by the beginning of the new year, because I'm terrible at sending things in the mail, and there are several of you who can confirm that for sure, but I will get to you, each and every one of you, very soon. Oh, you'll love it. You'll be blown away. Next up, we're going to focus on the big uns. Why not? For a change. And here we have Heroes Incorporated, number 2. Number 2? You're saying? I only have a copy of number 1. That's right, this came out a few years later. Wally Wood, well, he was never one to say die. And when that first comic-sized issue didn't take off, well, I guess he kept the concept in his back pocket. And here we have, a few years later, the magazine-size version of Heroes Incorporated. And Wally's bringing back the Misfits. And there's our gal, looking fit as ever. Here's a new character. It's Black Angel, and that's right, you demanded it, folks. Cannon. He's back. Can't wait to check that on out. I was thrilled to find that at my local comic book shop. Say it with me now. Ides Entertainment in downtown Pittsburgh. I also found this copy of Nightmare, and this has long been one of my favorite covers. I can't say enough about this particular image. This one really hits me where I live, folks. Absolutely. I'd seen it online those many years ago and thought, man, if I ever have the opportunity, I'm going to buy that magazine. And I did. Like 2 years ago. Where it ended up, I couldn't tell you, but I got another copy, so hopefully I'll do a little bit better with this one than the last one. All right, speaking of Wally Wood, we've got Wally Wood's Eerie Tales of Crime and Horror. I told you it was a big one. Yeah, look at this thing. It's from Vanguard. And Vanguard is all about giving us Wally Wood classics, collected from eerie atomic spy cases, dark mystery, crime smashers, witchcraft, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and the mask of Dr. Fu Manchu. And this is dynamite. Can't wait to tuck into this particular volume for sure. And it was previously read and previously enjoyed, and subsequently half price. $12, folks. That is right. All of Wally Wood's pre-code horror and crime in one volume. You can bet I'm a happy boy. Not that I wasn't a happy boy before, I mean. And then we have the chilling archives of horror comics. And these are pretty wonderful. I've been meaning to start picking these up. And, well, we've begun with Zombies. With the aforementioned Wally Wood, along with Jack Cole, Gene Colan, Howard Nostrand. That's right, baby. You know him. You love him. Maybe you don't know him, but you will love him if you look into him because he's phenomenal. All right, so what's new? What's next? Well, you can see we've got some comic books right here. Let's jump right into it with Amon, the Amazing Man. And this is number 11. Now, this is what my comic book shop calls a confetti comic, in that it just goes to little pieces when you read it. It is incredibly brittle, but for the opportunity to have a crack at this Golden Age classic, well, I couldn't turn my nose up at it, now could I? I'll make it a point to scan this and do my best to preserve it, so y'all can enjoy it with me. And then we have Archie Annual. And here she is, that's right, my girl Midge. And this is a very interesting period because you might not know this, but when Midge started out, she was a smidge smaller than the other gals. That's right, this was meant to emphasize her diminutive nature vis-a-vis her relationship with Moose, the big old fella. And then what next? It's more Archie. And, you know, if you've ever seen a guy sitting there on the bus laughing quietly to himself, well, he might just be looking at this particular cover. Here's some more Archie. And some more Archie. And, oh, there's Veronica, taking matters into her own hands, as it were. And, yeah, you remember when all the kids were drag racing? Can we go back to that? I'd prefer that to looting and shooting and murdering. But hey, maybe I'm just old-fashioned. And then we have some more Archie. And like I said, the comic book company that launched 1,000 Kinks. And here the girls are rocking their Indian gear. Some might say this is politically incorrect, but hey, what are you going to do? The people who drew this comic are long dead now, so don't worry about it. It's okay. And then we have Archie's joke book. And I like this little gag. Here the kids are getting ready to, make a break for it at the ringing of the school bell. Here's an Archie's joke book. There's Miss Grundy. Looking pretty together, I must say. All right, Miss Grundy. And then we have, hey, coming up on the season. That is right, Archie's joke book. And here, Betty is getting just what she's always wanted, a red-headed oaf. Be careful what you wish for, folks. And then, oh, God, it's endless Archies. I swear to God, there are other comic books in here than Archie. Archie. Oh, here's Archie's TV Laugh Out. Now, wait a minute, Mink. You're saying this is more Archie. Yes, but it is a very early appearance of Sabrina. So, there's that, right? Next up, what do we have? It's Archie's Madhouse, featuring the gang. That's right, the teeners didn't always show up. Usually, Madhouse was populated by Riverdalian doppelgangers, if you will. But here, Archie and his pals are climbing around on the Madnik satellite. That is right. If you're wondering why your TV reception has gone out, well, blame these kids right here. Let's hope they survive re-entry, huh? And back to the Kinks. Well, this one, it's got layers. It's got layers. Yeah, it's like an onion, you know. The more you peel, the deeper it goes. And let's just move on, shall we? Archie's pals and gals. And here's Jughead doing that Jughead thing that he'd do so well. Oh, Jughead, how do you do it? And, all right, for God's sake, enough of these stupid Archies. I love Archie as much as the next guy, but, maybe you'd like to see something else. Maybe you'd like to see something else. Archie's something else. In fact, this is a Spire comic. I pick these things up when I find them, and I don't know why. It's like cutting or, self-harm. I just can't help myself. This Al Hartley artwork, it's like little pins in my heart. Or once again, it's that medicine that's, not working for me so good. Here's Betty and me. And here's the gang. Oh, wow. Where does one get a bright green guitar? Other than Donovan's house, I suppose. Then, okay, speaking of Donovan, I'm sure he slept with Bunny, the queen of the in crowd. And I picked this up because I figured we'd do a comics for breakfast on non-Archie teen comics. And, this is one of them. Is it good? Stay tuned. And then we have The Brain. That is right. I don't know anything about this comic, but as soon as I saw it, yeah, this is coming home with me. Words fail. I'd have to have a brain that big to be able to explain why this cover appeals to me so much, but it does, and maybe it does to you as well. All right, now we're going to get into some superhero comics, because I know that's what you'd like to see, for sure. We got some Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. The trap is sprung. I never really gave Daredevil a whole lot of attention when I was growing up. I did enjoy the Frank Miller run, but before that it was all pretty sketchy. I'd see him here or there, guest appearance or what have you, but I started collecting Daredevil a few years back, and it's actually a surprisingly affordable run and very interesting. Got some very compelling stories and always wonderful artwork. That is a knockout cover right there, and we're beginning a nice little run of Daredevil unmasked. Why is he wearing his glasses under his mask, you might ask? Well, you're just going to have to read the comic, bub. I ain't give you anything away for free. And then, what do we got here? It's Daredevil and To Fight the Impossible Fight. It's Mr. Hyde and the Cobra. And that's pretty cool. Daredevil number 32. Someone got a little creative with a pen right here. Thank you, Junior. And then here's Daredevil number 39. This is pretty cool. Oh, it's the Unholy Three. We talked about the Unholy Three in our Daredevil spotlight a while back, and these guys are always a delight. Earlier today at the shop, I stumbled across the first appearance of the Unholy Three, and I chuckled to myself, long and loud. Can one chuckle to themselves long and loud? Well, I did. Or, maybe it was just that 3-bean burrito that I ate earlier. There's a callback for you. And then here's Fantastic Four, number 68. And it's an epic Lee Kirby collaboration. His mission, destroy the Fantastic Four. Although they just seem to be focusing on Ben here, I guess something terrible awaits the other folks inside. And then here's some more Fantastic Four. The new Battler, imported for games. He's powerful, he's dangerous. Ben Grimm, killer versus Torgo. He watches the place while the master is away. And then, all right, it's Go-Go, an animal. And I'm a big fan of this particular comic. It's that tower teen humor that I love so much. And I was thrilled to pick this up because not only do I enjoy Go-Go's adventures, but I love those masquerade covers. Always a lot of fun. And then we have some more Go-Go. And here's Animal pulling his usual hijinks. What a manipulative bastard. You're better than that, Go-Go. And then, oh yeah, it's the Occult Files of Dr. Spectre. And from the files, we have the Night of the Living Bones and Burial at Fallen Leaf from Gold Key. And then here's another Dr. Spectre and a legendary Barbarian versus the Horrors of Death's Head Island. We can't say which barbarian, but, you're pretty smart. We think you'll figure it out. And then, oh, yeah, baby. You know it. I know it. It's Gabby Hayes. Ever since I went down the Gabby Hayes rabbit hole a while back, well, nothing has been the same, partner. And then we have, oh, hey, it's a Josie. Pre-Pussycats, even. That is right. And, gosh, I love me a freckled redhead, don't you? These are always a lot of fun, and they're by Dan and Dick, so you're in for a good time. At least that's what it says on the washroom wall. And then there's some Life with Archie, and this is during the spy phase that, I don't really rate. It's just like, Archie is fun enough, they don't need to do that kind of spy crap. Speaking of fun, well, hey, it doesn't get much more fun than Little Dot. Not quite sure what her parents are going to think when they come home, but gosh bless. Next up, what do we have? It's The Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves with a groovy Tom Sutton cover. That's right, Tom Sutton was working his magic over at Charlton in the 1970s, and if you haunt your dollar bins, you can find many a book with his work inside. And as a kid, I thought that Charltons were boring as Melba toast, but as an adult, I've discovered they're full of demons, exorcism, and all sorts of occult eccentricities. Hey, that looked good on your van. What next? Oh, it's Midnight Tales. Hey, here we've got the Professor, Arachne, and their little pet. Isn't that nice? And then on the back, ventriloquist dummies. Instant nightmare fuel. You bet. And then, here's something cool that I found. Couldn't you do well to learn more about civil defense? I mean, What if a crisis happened in your backyard? Well, I know that learning about such a thing sounds unappealing, but perhaps an owl cap cover over top of this free pamphlet could convince you. That is right. Here's little Abner talking to Mr. Civil Defense all about everything that you need to know to be a good American citizen. So, I'll put up the scans at the end of the video, and there'll be a test next time. And let me tell you, there's a lot riding on it, folks. And then here's some Reggie and me. That is right, Reggie with a banjo? You know, Steve Martin actually had a tremendous amount of influence in the 1970s, whether we realized it or not. And here's Betty making a delicious all-crust pizza. Hey, why not? What a kid, huh? You gotta admire her moxie. We've got Strange Tales featuring Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Doctor Strange, Behold the Savage Sky. And this is a Dynamite cover. You gotta love that. Ooh, check that out. He's got a spiked fist. Oh, man. Hey, Nick, you better watch that other eye. It's Steranko magic, baby. And then, speaking of that Silver Age magic, we've got a little Neil Adams Dead Man. That is right, I fished this out of the dollar bin as well. It's a bit worse for wear, but it's beat but complete, and I'm happy to add it to the collection just for that cover alone. And then we have, here's an interesting little run of Tales to Astonish. I've been digging Namor as of late. We have One Fails the Quest, we have Uneasy Hangs the Head, and The Wrath of the Warlord King. And what's the deal? Hulk isn't on any one of these covers. I mean, you get this little postage stamps size Hulk, but man, he could do a little bit better for himself, huh? Guess Marvel was really pushing Namor at the time. And then what do we have here? Oh, here's something else that I picked up for our Not Archie Teener comics for breakfast. This is 13 going on 18. And I've seen these before, but usually the price was a little prohibitive. You know, you don't necessarily want to gamble a bunch of money on something that, you know, you could drop in your drink. So you got to be careful with that. But yeah, ultimately this is a Dell. And then, oh, speaking of those teen comics, it's Tippy Teen. That is right, Styles and Party Games. So, yeah, you can bet the next time you come over to my place, we're going to have a swinging bash. That's right. So, bring your sleeping bag and some colorful socks and maybe some Beatles records. Who am I kidding? I've got all the Beatles records. And then we've got some more Tippy Teen. Oh, and hey, here's another Masquerade cover. Absolutely, and Go-Go wouldn't be out of place with the Riverdale kids in their Indian getup from before. And then here's some fun little horror reprints. If you've been following the show, you know that I've been picking up these Craig Yo Chilling Archives. This is the Halloween issue. And, well, I had it a couple weeks ago, but I lent it to my sister-in-law, and she was enjoying it at the time. But, hey, around here, Halloween is all year round. And then, oh, this is nice. What do we got there? Oh, ooh, a head bag, chocked full of heady goodness. Little Simpsons reference there for you. Oh, come on. What am I doing here? This thing's in the way. I should move this out of the way. And then we have Archie's pal, Jughead. I don't know what this is doing way at the back there, but there it is. And because it's threatening to fly out at us as we speak, it's Ye Presents number 47. That is right, it's the official publication of the Old Guys Who Like Old Comics. And here's the latest issue featuring the latest chapter of The Guardians of the Blue and Storm Owl. That is right. Here's issue number 8 of Storm Owl. If you're not subscribed to Yeet Presents, what are you waiting for? Featuring the best in comics professionals, up-and-comers. Yeet Presents is a knockout black and white anthology. Every issue is different. You never know what you're going to get, but I guarantee you'll be delighted. And then, something else in the box here. What are these? I got these for free down at the shop. And if you were around back in the day, you may just recognize the Movie Collector's World. That is right. And I just like that. You know, this was in the free pile. I figured I would give it a home. You know, I mean, are you related to this guy? Hey! Why didn't you say something? All right. And, yeah, I don't know. All right, so we're done. I'm Jason Mink. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm going to finish my breadstick now, but I hope to see you this Sunday on Comics for Breakfast. It's been great to see you, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Cheers. Wow! You know what I'm saying? Whoa! Yeah! Yowza! Ho ho!